everyone, Kaylee, your friendly neighborhood hairstylist here, and today we're doing a makeup tutorial with a little hair tutorial thrown in. I have gotten so many requests to give you guys a makeup tutorial, and honestly, that makes me so happy because I really love makeup and I don't make a whole lot of videos on it. Also, 2020 has completely changed my makeup routine between like quarantine and like not really wearing makeup as much to ordering a whole bunch of Glossier makeup, and like it just changed my life, guys. Suddenly wearing more sheer, more cream-based things has made me go more natural looking with my makeup, and I really like it. I do have to say, there is still quite a bit of makeup involved in my natural looking makeup, but I am gonna go through and give you guys some options of like what I typically leave behind when I'm doing a more just quick makeup routine. Because I feel like I don't do a whole lot of makeup videos. And so in all of that, I'm going to show you basically all of my little tips and tricks that I mix and match together each day. I hope that you guys enjoy this. It was really fun to put together, but also make sure that you stick around to the end to see the tutorial on this little barely there bend. I've gotten some requests on how to do it, and I decided to show it to you today. So that will be directly after I finish applying my makeup. So all that being said, let's get into it. Well, hi there. I bet I look different now than I did in the last clip. Coming at you barefaced, ready for some makeup. Also, can I just point out how long my hair is getting? So first things first, if I'm feeling fancy, I might prime my face. This is the Glam Glow Super Mattify 6 Acid Clarifying Primer. This just goes over any areas that I think might get oily. This one's good because it does what it says it's supposed to do. And also, I don't feel like it clogs my pores. My next priming step is to use the Revolution Pro Elements Eye Primer. This is kind of like a MAC paint pot in the sense that it's tinted and it provides coverage and helps to prime your eyes for eyeshadow application. Or if you just want to kind of blank out your eyes and look more awake and refreshed, it's a really quick little one because you can just put it on your finger, go like this. And this product is like $5 at Ulta. If your eyelids tend to crease really easily and you're only wearing this, I would just hit it with a little face powder. And if I'm ever doing this and I'm just doing this, I usually put a little bit of it on the outside because it helps wake my eyes up there too. Priming steps complete. Let's do some skin makeup. Now today I'm gonna apply a CC cream, tinted moisturizer, and a concealer. If I'm going quickly, I pick one. And it usually depends on like if I'm looking in the mirror. Like today, I mostly feel pretty clear, except I have some red spots around my mouth and my dark circles are having a moment. So I would probably pick concealer and go under my eyes, ... maybe a little face powder. And that would be my face makeup application. But if I looked in the mirror and I had like big splotches around, I would probably be going with the CC cream because you just get more coverage all over. But I'm gonna show you with both. I'm gonna start with this. This is the IT Cosmetics CC cream in Fair Light. And I just do like a little quarter pump on those areas. So the first thing that's changed for me is that I'm using so much less coverage and I'm letting my own skin show through so much more. I also really like this product because it does have skincare benefits and it has SPF in it. So it can help, you know, with your skincare as well as giving you some coverage. Now we're zoomed in. I'm getting to the ghost stage where I've like blanked out a lot of things. So if we're talking about like my makeup evolution, this used to definitely not be enough coverage. But for me, I'm almost like, do I even need concealer now? But I'm gonna do a little bit under my eyes and like on this dot right here. And I'm using the Glossier Stretch Concealer. This is my new favorite concealer. It is so good. And you don't actually have to apply the CC cream or this concealer with a brush. I'm just faster and better with a brush. This really does not look like a lot of product on the skin, but it makes such a difference. So again, usually it's an either or for me, but today we're doing both so I can just show you both products in action. Right there, right there. This little corridor, usually a little bit persnickety. Okay, my next big change is that I use a lot of cream blush lately. Like I don't do powder blush anymore. So what I have to do, because I have, you know, some creasy under eyes, is I do have to set my under eyes before I go on to my next step. Just go tap, tap, tap in this powder, roll your eyes and get it on in there. Definitely not baking. I'm not doing excess powder, but I am making sure that I press the powder in because my under eyes just crease like crazy. Okay, cream blush. I don't know, guys. It feels like a lot more natural. It blends in with the skin better. It looks more real. The one I've been obsessed with is the Glossier Cloud Paint. This one is in Beam. I love a peachy pink. Oh, another one I've been loving though is the M Cosmetics Rose Milk. This is their serum blush. This one, less pigmented, a lot more kind of like shiny serum-y than this one, but really, really lovely. What you need to know about this one is that you need the tiniest bit, and it is really easy to accidentally over squeeze. So you're gonna think about applying pressure. Put just the tiniest amount of pressure, and that's how much you need. And I usually just dot it on. Now, you could use your fingers. I'm faster with a brush. And I've been trying to apply my blush from the middle of my cheek out and slightly up instead of down here, because I think it lifts my face a lot more. I have a round face and cheekbones, and so it's kind of interesting knowing how to apply everything so that everything is maximized. So I'm gonna pull my shirt up so everybody can remember that I'm wearing clothes. I want more blush. Might have overdone it just now. Oh well. It's happening. We're doing this. Anna just said that cream blush is to her now as panda eyes are to eyeliner, which yes, I can confirm. I have the same problem. I put on a little bit and I'm like, oh, that looks lovely. Let me just put on a little bit more. And suddenly I look like a clown. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm gonna use the brush that I applied my CC cream with and just blend it a little. It's like it never happened. It's a lot more like maybe it's Maybelline than I used to do, because I feel like prior, I had foundation, full coverage, concealer, full coverage, powder blush, and it was just texture on texture on texture. And this is a lot less layers, a lot less built out from my face, and it just looks like it could actually be real. I wasn't fooling anybody before, you know? Now if I'm feeling really fancy, this is really, I pull this out for like filming, because I have all these bright lights and I feel like sometimes I lose the shadows in my face from the bright lights. So I do a little contouring. And I've been using the Fenty Cream Bronzer. If you told me I was going to be contouring with cream bronzer, I would have been about as surprised as I would have been about everything else in 2020. So anyway, I've been using this Real Techniques brush and putting it in the hollows of my cheeks, or at least where I want there to be hollows of my cheeks. And I've been trying to focus it more just like right here. I used to apply it down here and all the way forward. And now I'm trying to apply it up here and just halfway, because I really like my face. Don't want to trade it. But I do have these little areas on my face that can look a little funny if I contour all the way down here. It does make my face kind of look like it does this number, when really you want it to look like it does that number. This side is the one that I have trouble doing correctly, so let's see if I can do that today. But sometimes I go underneath my jawline just to chisel it. And then I always do my forehead, because there's so much real estate. Why would I not? I don't have like a great canvas for eye makeup, but I would be so good for forehead art. Oh, this is the other thing that's different. Okay, if I do contour my nose, which I don't every time, I do focus it like right in this little corner here. Instead of doing, I used to do a line from here all the way to the tip of my nose. And then I pinch this and I go just a little bit on top. And then I go just a little bit on the bottom. Get rid of the excess. And then just blend until you don't see lines. And look how cute my nose looks. So now that all of that is there, I'm gonna do a quick little dusting of face powder to set it in place. And I've been using the Milk Blur-In set. When we talk about Holy Grail products, it's this. Like, this is it. If I could only have one setting powder for the rest of time, it would be this one. I use them constantly. I recommend them constantly. They are just the best. And by they, I mean it. And they have a few different shades, which is really nice, because that way, if you have deeper skin tones, it's going to work. For my highlighters today, I'm gonna use Milani Joy. This is an Australian makeup brand, and these highlighters are good. This one's a little dark for me. This is in the shade 24 Karat, and I believe it. Hold on, I'll swatch this one for you, even though I can't really use it as a highlight. See how much more golden that is than my skin? Beautiful. And they have this loose one in the color Glow. This one is a lot more my shade, and you need the tiniest amount. Like, this would last you your lifetime, easily. And I like it because it's really glowy, and it looks wet, but it's not sparkly. I mean, that's the goal, right? So I just like to use a fluffy brush, and that goes on the, it goes on the high points of my cheekbones. Look at it, guys. And then I usually just use whatever's left over on the tip of my nose and then right up here at the top. I used to highlight the whole bridge, and now I just do up here and down here. Maybe just a little bit right here. And now we're glowing. I don't know if you could tell I like highlight. And to finish it off, I'm gonna do a little spray with some makeup setting spray. This is the Scandinavia makeup setting spray. And then I'm gonna dry it with a fan. I do like using a setting spray because it makes your makeup last longer and it takes down any like powderiness. I don't feel like there's a whole lot with this powder, if I'm being honest, but there's always just that little bit of like mattification that happens. So I like to do it up a little more. Do it up. So there's the face. So much more natural than usual at this stage. I'm a fan of the changes, but now we're gonna move on to eyes. But first, let me talk about some of the palettes I've been using a lot. The palettes that make their way into my rotation the most are the Essence Be Beautiful palette. You can find this one at CVS, probably other places too, for like 10 bucks. It's got just really good neutrals. I really enjoy this one for like brow bone and base on me. These are really beautiful shimmers. These mattes blend really well. It's just a really nice like warm neutral palette. This one from M Cosmetics is both a face and eye palette. You could do your entire makeup with just this one because you've got your blush colors, you've got your shimmers that could also be highlights, you've got a bronzing slash contouring slash eye crease shade. You can do a whole lot with this one. Urban Decay Naked Petite Heat Palette. I don't have the full size of this. I just have this one. Use it all the time. Super good. And finally, have to shout it out, the Tati Beauty palette. This thing is gold. I love it so much. So I have to be honest, I mostly use the mattes, which are just so perfect, so lovely, buttery, blendable, pigment, all the things. Then the metallics, so good. The best metallics because they don't like ever look crepey or overly shimmery. I basically just use this bottom row sans purple on the regular. So those are my go-to neutral palettes. I think in the name of trying to keep things a little bit more drugstore, I'm gonna go with the Essence palette for today, but they're all good. They all have my stamp of approval. All right, you are much closer now. Let's do some eyeshadow. Starting off, I love something that's pretty much a bronzing or contouring shade for me. If you have a deeper skin tone than me or a lighter skin tone, just go off of what your bronzer typically is. And I like a little warm because my skin's pretty warm. So I'm gonna use that just in my crease and a little bit on the outside of my lid. This step is pretty par for the course for me. I just like getting some definition in there. And I do typically build it up a little bit right here. You know, I just remembered that I'm supposed to be like really watching the faces that I make in this video, so I really apologize for the faces that I've pulled thus far. Gonna do the same thing on the other side. I just wanna say I loved y'all's response to my last video on all the self-care and kind of like mental health update that I did. It was so sweet. I'm not always so personal in my videos, and it means a lot when you guys are like there for it. I still kind of feel like it's surprising to me that people care about my story, and it was really nice to share it and hear like so many of you guys feeling similar things and going through similar things. You know, it helps me feel less alone, and hopefully like if you related to me at all, like reading the comments helped you realize that you're not alone either. You know, like we're all going through 2020 and everything else together. And we have more in common than we have different, and I think that's cool. So anyway, thank you guys for being super sweet in the comments. I appreciated it. If you didn't watch that video, you can go watch it. I really loved it, and I'm glad you guys did too. I don't always do this, but today I'm gonna put this kind of matte shade that's close to my skin tone and a little bit lighter underneath my eyebrow. Also, I hope you guys know that like these things take me 2 or 3 seconds when I'm doing them on my own, but when I'm doing it, you know, for camera, explaining it takes a little bit longer. But I can do this makeup routine in about 10 minutes. My routine used to be like 20 minutes, so I feel like I've come a long way. I'm gonna go for My Time, just a little darker, and I'm just gonna pop that over here a little bit. Not a lot, just kind of like dust it in there. So some days, this is all I do. I've stopped needing shimmer on my lids. I don't know who I am. I've been putting shimmer like all the way across my lids as bright as possible for like 15 years. Some days I stop here, and I've actually been really liking it. So potentially finished eye look. I'm kind of trying to show you guys all the techniques I've been using, so I'm gonna go for the more done eye, including like a little wing. But some days it's just this, some days I'll add a little wing to this, some days I'll add just a little bit of my highlighter on my eyes, just so you know. There's lots we can do from here. I'm gonna take a smaller, just your typical eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna use that shimmery shade that looks kind of like a highlighter for me and just put that over my lid. You could also, if you did use a highlighter on your face, you could hypothetically put that here if it's not super bright. And that's another makeup look done, hypothetically. But then, I do still really love a halo eye moment, which is when you have really bright shadow here. And I put a little here because I love an inner corner highlight. So if you wanted to do that, you would grab a brighter highlight like this Milani Joy one. All right, I'm gonna take an itty bitty brush. I'm gonna spray it with my setting spray. And I'm gonna put the tiniest bit of that highlight on my little highlight areas. This is blingy, okay? This is extra, but she's fun. And honestly, sometimes I like to go so much brighter than that, but I'm holding myself back. I'm just gonna blend a little bit. There's the difference between the two, just so you can kind of see. I'm gonna re-wet my brush. Do that on the other side. All right, inner corner. You know you're into it when you start flirting with your reflection. Hi, how are you? You wanna get coffee sometime? I love this eye look as is. This is my go-to, I love it. But there's one other thing that's been in my routine, so I gotta show it to you. Sometimes I do this with no eyeshadow on, sometimes it's with just the crease color, and sometimes when I'm feeling extra, it's with all the bling. And that is a brown winged eyeliner moment. I don't know when or how she became my best friend, but she is, and I've invited her here today to show you guys. So I've been using the M Cosmetics eyeliner. This has a really, really fine tip, and it's a liquid eyeliner, so I feel like I can just get in there and make it super, super good and nice and thin, because that has been the big change for me. When I used to do winged eyeliner, it was really rounded, especially over the top, and I've decided that is not my eye shape's best look. So here's how I do it now. That is about as far as I will go. To me, that's a big wing. And then I look in my mirror straight on and I try to make a similar line on this side. Okay, I'm gonna try to make these match a little bit more because they don't currently match. And this is why I do the line first. It is a lot easier to change the direction of the course of your eyeliner at this point than once it's all filled in and done. Concealer brush, leftover concealer. Just gonna take down the outside of that one a little bit. A little bit. What line? We don't know her. And I like this one. It's just a little long, so I'm just gonna come in on the outside. Then eyeshadow brush, just kind of blend around, make sure everything still looks the same. So I do like this line. I'm just gonna reconfirm. Now I'm gonna try to match this one over here. I'm just gonna go out of frame for this. BRB. This is not usually so difficult for me. But I am really trying to impress you guys with my eyeliner skills, and the performance anxiety is throwing me off. We all have those days, right? I'm gonna say that sisters, not twins, and I'm happy with it. So now, old school Kayley Melissa would connect this corner with my eyelid probably up here and have this big old triangle going. Current Kayley is just gonna take it and meet up about right there. That's it. And then I'm just gonna do a really thin line over everything else. And once that's done, I will fill in the wing. That's the wing. Same thing on the other side. And then the very last thing, if I wanna be just a little bit more, I like to put a tiny bit of brown eyeshadow on top of the brown eyeliner and then smoke it. Not a lot, just enough to where it's not this like precise sharp line. It's more like child-proof wing. Like, it's not gonna hurt anybody if it I don't know how to explain this. It just looks softer, okay? We're gonna use Ritual from the Tati Beauty Neutrals palette. Put it on the wing, and then I use my finger and I pull it out. And usually I don't do it on the top because I don't wanna make this any wider up here. So I do it just over the wing and where the wing connects to my eye. If you want to use your brush to do that, you can use just the tip of it and just go like, whoop. I love it. It's like a ombre end of the tail. And I do like using a warm brown over the brown eyeliner just to kind of warm it up a little bit. Just gonna take a little bit of this matte color that matches my skin tone, going on the underside to help lift it a little bit because I always want my eyes to be as nice and lifted as possible. All right, she looks a little crazy without any mascara on, but I think the mascara is gonna pull it all together. First things first, we're gonna curl the eyelashes. And then for mascara, I'm using this Essence What the Fake mascara. Essence does, I think, the best drugstore mascaras. I have not tried one I didn't like. This is the newest one that I have from them, so I'm just gonna give it a try today. And then if I do my lower lashes, I typically just do it right in the middle to help just kind of open my eye up a little bit. And now it's time for the brows. I'm doing just drugstore brows today. I'm really excited about this because I feel like my brow routines have been not drugstore for a long time, but I've got it now, guys. I like to use the Essence Make Me Brow for my eyebrow gel. This has a bit of hold, a bit of color, and some little false fibers to help make your brows look more full. So in here, in this like front, more sparse area for me, I kind of apply, back comb, apply, just to like make it look more full. And then for the rest of my eyebrow, I just use this to tame the shape a little. And then my new favorite thing is the Milani Weekend Brow. I have only been able to find this at Ulta. I don't know if they carry it other places, but it is a brow pen with the finest little pin tip. Oh, so basically here I'm trying to make little tiny hairs where there should be hairs, and then I'm gonna build out my arch here because I like the arch to sit right here instead of where it naturally does. So I built out the arch and then just fill out the tail a little. I think I just need a little bit of concealer on the top line here to make it more even, and then we'll be good to go. Alrighty, and I think I can zoom you guys back out now. Finally, I just need to put something on my lips. They look a little bare right now. Let's see, what do I got? Just to redefine the outline of my lips because it got a little erased by using the face products, I'm just gonna use a little lip liner. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk. This one matches my lips pretty well, and I just like blend it in with my finger, and that way it doesn't look like I have lip products on, but it does help to define my lips more than they were before. So that's my makeup. It's definitely, I think it's more natural looking than it was before. It's not necessarily less products, it's a little less work. But this is like my full on like most blingy moment currently. And like I said, I feel like a lot of times at this point, I will leave out steps here and there so that it's more minimal. So I don't always do like shimmer and 2 crease colors and a winged eyeliner. Sometimes it's just a crease color and an eyeliner. Sometimes it's no eyeshadow and an eyeliner. Sometimes there's no eyeliner, and it's, you know, it's mixing it up, making it what I want it to be that day. I do feel like overall things are so much more minimal now and more natural, and I really liked that because I feel like I'm embracing my own features a lot more and celebrating them in my skin a lot more. I'm no longer starting by like blanking everything out and then like rebuilding my face on top of it. I feel like I'm actually working with my face now, and I really like that. So I thought I would also throw in a quick little hair tutorial moment for you guys because I know that's what you normally get from me. So let's just do a quick, really easy little bend in the hair now. I'm gonna zoom you out just a little bit more so you can actually like see. So far my hair has just been blow dried. I've been trying out Virtue products lately, and so far, really into them. I'll give you guys an update once I've tried them some more. But at this point, before I do the heat tools, I'm gonna do a little bit of the 1-800 Hold Me. This is a hairspray slash heat protectant slash shine enhancer that I love, and I'm just gonna spray it all over. Probably best in this scenario for finer, flatter hair. If your hair tends more towards frizz or dryness or damage, I would do more of like an oil-based one. Kind of like the, oh, this guy. Bumbling Lumble Heat Protection Mist. This is like running out the door. I wanna look effortless, and I also wanna do a tiny bit of work. Because honestly, this hair texture, she's great. We don't have to do anything. But a lot of you guys have been asking me about a very barely there bend. So let's talk about that today. I pulled out a 1 1/4 inch iron. This one is from Bio-Ionic. This is their Graphene MX line, and I really like this curling iron. I mostly wanted to use it today so I could tell you guys about that. The barrel is so long. It is, I think, our only curling iron that Anna Laura can fit all of her hair on at once. Is that right? Yeah. So if you have super long or thick hair, just the sheer length of this, super, super good. But I also really like the texture of whatever coating they have going on. It's their special Graphene Max, MX, whatever. I just like how it makes my hair look and how my hair slides through it. It's really nice. So if we're talking about like a high-end iron that does the job, this is another really great example. So I'm gonna take slightly large sections. This is about 1.5 drinking straws thick. And I'm gonna do my same loop and pull method that I've showed you guys a bunch. I will also link it if you need to see it. But I'm going to mostly get this bend right here in the middle, duck, and slide over. So it's just like one curl basically. And if I had longer hair, I would continue doing that down the hair. But the idea is that you're smoothing the hair by putting all of it on the iron at some point, even when you're just sliding it, and you're adding that little bend right in the middle. So I'm putting it in at the root, sliding it down, curling, ducking under, and pulling it back out. All right, this one's cool enough now. So you can see there's just like a tiny, tiny little wave. That is a little lower than I meant to do it. Gonna redo that section real quick. So instead of putting the curl so much in the middle, I'm doing it more at like the 1/3 mark. If you haven't seen my videos with the duck and slide or the loop and pull or whatever you wanna call it, put the iron in and you make sure when you do that the clamp isn't pressing down on your hair like this. You don't want it to crease the hair. So if the hair is going in right here and you put that down, you're gonna create a crease. So you want this to be turned sideways so that the hair goes around and there's no crease. Put it in, turn slightly, rotate, so you've got your hair around it once, and then you turn it so that the iron is pointing at your head. Then you put it back upright, and then you slide. And that's it. Just a little smoothness, a little body. I'm gonna do the same thing on the top layer, but I think we're probably gonna get 2 curls in this one. So this can be very, very quick, especially because you're going in big sections. You've got a nice big iron. We're not trying to get like curl going on. So it can go really, really fast, and that's nice. You know, gives you a little something without being a lot of something. And you can even do something like this if you're wearing your hair straight. You can even do something like this on just the front pieces just to give them a little bit of movement. Obviously, you don't want to get them super curled, but you can get just a nice bend in there and it can make everything look a little bit more zhuzhed. I've actually been doing this where I like kind of take part that shouldn't be on the side over. And then I'm using the same 1-800 Hold Me as my hairspray, lifting the hair out so it has a little to it. There we go. That's a quick little, like not even 10-minute, maybe 5-minute zhuzh for the hair. And it just adds like the body, the fullness, the playfulness. I love. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about this specific kind of curl, so I hope that answers your questions. Also, let me remind you guys, I am wearing clothes. Okay, well that is the tutorial for today. You've got a natural looking but blingy makeup and then a natural looking but somewhat blingy hair. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope this helps you, you know, just play around. As I spoke about in my last video, hair and makeup, it's play. It's our fun time to just like try new stuff, feel a little fancy, feel more put together. There's so many like good like serotonin moments that can come from doing your hair and makeup, and that's what I'm all about. Like, I'm not telling people that your hair has to look a certain way or your makeup has to look a certain way. Like, that's not gonna serve any of us. I think it's really cool to talk about all the different ways that we can play with it. So I hope that you guys got that from today. I hope you try out some new stuff. Let me know in the comments if any of this sparked your interest or if there's any more makeup products I should be trying out that fall into that kind of like glossier natural makeup realm, because I'm very interested. But all that being said, I do hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the like button. It helps support my channel. If you're new here, there's a subscribe button right there that you can click to join the Braidaholic family here on Kayley Melissa. And all of y'all can hit that bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. But that's it for today. Whether you're old or new or a casual lurker, thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah! Bye! Take the hairband off my wrist. Oops, I forgot my mic. Where's my brush? Where did it go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? What was I saying before my card so rudely cut me off? The magical eraser pinky. Whenever I do something wrong, eraser pinky.